Among all the mysteries in MGSV, there's one that no one has yet been able to explain. Something that may not seem important at first sight, something that many consider to be a simple artistic effect intended by its creator. A visual feature found in all the game's cutscenes, which depending on how it is perceived, can completely change the story of Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain. First seen in Ground Zeroes at the site of Skull Face's helicopter control panel, these lighting effects, sometimes combined with a sound effect of their own, are recurrent in the Phantom Pain from start to finish. They can be seen in almost every cutscene in a number of ways, sometimes looking like barcodes and other times as glowing lines. Over 9 years after the release of the Phantom Pain, no one has yet managed to explain why these light effects appear at specific times or what they mean. But that was until today, with this theory brought to you as a
world premiere. Keeps rolling, boss.
Forget everything. Your name, your past. Tomorrow, it becomes Phantom.
Having gone through MGSV all over again, I took the liberty of analyzing every cutscene where these lighting effects appear and came to the following conclusion. There are two types of light effects in Metal Gear Solid V, in addition to the particular lighting effects used in the game and the light sources that appear and disappear without explanation. The first type of light is this kind of barcode that appears every time Venom sees or interacts with a technological device, such as the iDroid, the Boss AI Pod, Sahelanthropus, the Walker Gear, and so on. The second type of light are the glowing lines that appear every time Venom feels pain, as seen in the prologue, for example. But also every time he sees another character suffering. We can mention, for example, the Doctor, Ishmael, the Cypher Soldiers, Huey, Skullface, and many others. We therefore have a light effect linking Venom to the technology in the game, and another light effect linking Venom to his own pain as well as that of the other characters. Okay, so now that we've proved a fact, here is my interpretation of it.
Given the right situation, the right story, anyone can be shaped into Snake. Even rookies can fight like men of experience. An instant creation of genius.
Here's a video called Phantom Pain that was uploaded to Game Trailers TV and Moby Dick Studios YouTube channels back in 2013. If you're not familiar with Moby Dick Studio, it was a fake studio created by Joachim Mogren, aka Hideo Kojima, who used it at the time to present the Phantom Pain as a horror game from a new independent studio. In this mysterious video, it was possible to hear a Morse code which, once deciphered, revealed the following sentence.
Image generation, stop. Scenario loading, stop. Phantom Pain, done MME activation, stop. Error, stop.
In addition to this hidden message, it was also possible to see, for a second, an image containing the following information. Project Omega, IA Matrix, Sector 07A942, VR program, phantompain.mme, contractor, Moby Dick Studios. Subject, redacted, purpose, treatment of neurological damage sustained in combat situations, treatment of combat-related psychological stress, enhancement of combat ability following impairment, implementation of something unreadable. After analyzing these elements, I think that Project Omega is reminiscent of Camp Omega from Ground Zeroes, which is a camp operated by Cypher and the US military. Therefore, this project could have taken place there under the control of Major Zero or Dr. Clark and then Ocelot. This project uses a matrix managed by an AI, and the program running in this matrix is a virtual reality program called Phantom Pain. The goal of the Project Omega is to treat the psychological and physical damage suffered by a subject who has experienced combat situations that have left him physically and mentally impaired, but also to implement something within him. As you may have guessed, this is a description of Venom Snake. So let's imagine for a moment that, after falling into an induced coma, Venom underwent facial surgery, was brainwashed by Ocelot, then immersed in a VR simulation so that he could learn Big Boss's skills and complete his brainwashing thanks to the fictional events of the Phantom Pain VR program. In this case, the first type of light appearing every time Venom sees or interacts with a technological device would symbolize the fact that he too is in a technological device, that is to say, a virtual reality machine. As for the second type of lights that appear every time Venom suffers or sees someone suffering, the only possible explanation would be that these lighting effects tell us that when Venom sees a character suffering, this suffering is actually experienced by Venom himself through the VR. In other words, Venom feels a phantom pain every time he or a character he sees is physically injured in the Matrix.
You don't get injured in VR, do you? Every year, a few soldiers die in field exercises.
There's pain sensation in VR and even a sense of reality and urgency. The only difference is it isn't actually happening.
That's the way they want you to think, to remove you from the fear that goes with battle situations. War is a video game. What better way to raise the ultimate soldier?
If Venom was in a VR simulation until he came to, what about the Phantom Pain's antagonist?
Well, I'm sure you'll see the bigger picture eventually.
Did Skullface really exist in the lore of the Metal Gear saga?
Follow me, big boss!
Does he really die at the end of Mission 31? I'll see you soon to find out the truth about Skullface.
Major, I'm burning!